Okay, more camera glitches. What can I say?
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Beyond the Edge. This is Brandy Deutsch, your host.
I'm Dee Dee DeMayo, your co-host. We're happy to have you today. It's going to be a great party time.
This is going to be one of our out of the box shows because we've got two guests today, and they're amazing, amazing people. And of course, we're once again on location at Celia Quinn's Habitat House in Houston, Texas. And this is going to be an incredible show. I'm super excited. We have today in our studio Rhonda Rene, who is with Scout and Cellar. And so I just want to say hi. Hi, Rhonda.
Hi. How are you?
We're good. Welcome. We're gonna come back to you in just a couple of minutes because we're super excited to have you.
So am I. Thank you.
We're super excited that you're gonna be with us today. And so we also have Saumil Manek, who is a sound bowl expert. And we got some noise going on today. And they're like, you know how sometimes you just have these incredible things happening, one thing after the other. And so I want to talk, before we talk to Rhonda Rene, I really want to talk about Habitat House for a moment. And so Celia Quinn's Habitat House is this incredible. Okay, sorry. We're all over the place today, apparently. I wanted to talk a little bit more about Habitat House before we talk to our guests. It's okay. Every day is different. Oh, by the way, happy Aquarian Age, right? So some people don't know, but we've really stepped into the Aquarian Age, and sometimes there are going to be things that happen. Sometimes people are going to screw up, but you know what? It's not, everything's divine. Everything's in divine timing. So Habitat House, this wonderful place that we're in today, that we're coming to you live from, is a short-term stay. It's like a short-term oasis in the middle of Houston, Texas. And in this incredible place, you can stay here for a weekend, or you can stay for a longer period of time. But I want you to see some of these incredible pictures because that'll give you an idea of what it's like to be here and to enjoy the space. So Rhonda, we're going to come right back with you in just a couple of minutes.
Sounds great.
I want everybody to kind of take a look at these photographs so that they can see what's here and what they can expect if they come here. So we're going to be muted for a bit, but take a look at what is over here and what you'll be able to experience.
Kind of like the opposite.
Hi, everyone, and we're back. Can the studio audience please?
This is a day.
It's okay. Listen, we have a studio audience. We've got two guests today. We've got amazing people in our full.
This is the problem. No.
She can blame it on the wine.
I haven't had it yet.
She can blame it on the wine, so that's okay. That's okay too. Every single day is different. And whenever you're working with spirituality and you're working with people in the moment, and I hope we're all present today. I hope we're all present. I hope we're all in the moment and not worrying so much about what we're supposed to be doing. So everything is in divine order. Everything's in divine order.
Yes.
And thinking about what we should be doing and just being in the moment is so much more precious and so much easier, right?
Very, very easy because it's It just goes, and if you make a mistake, well, it was meant to be. I don't even know what to say about that.
Always, you know, and it's funny, like, I don't believe in mistakes, to be honest with you. I don't really believe in mistakes. I think everything happens because it happens.
This is true.
So I wanna introduce Rhonda Rene. Rhonda is this really incredible woman that I've known for, I don't know, a couple of years now, maybe. I've worked closely with her husband, who's a very good friend of mine, who will be on the show at some point.
Yes, I already talked to him about it.
So it's already in the works. It's already getting
In the
set.
works.
And so I want to talk about who Rhonda is. Rhonda has worked with skin and makeup in the skin and makeup industry for over 25 years. And her struggle with food sensitivity from infancy has inspired her to research food and gut health. She is determined to live in a world where food transparency is commonplace and financial rewards are connected to clean, healthy living. Rhonda, I want to welcome you today to Beyond the Edge. You've been on an incredible journey. And when I think about what you've gone through in your life and how much you have endured but then overcome, more technical issues. I really feel humbled and I feel blessed to know you. So I want to talk a little bit about what your journey's been like. And my first question for you is where did all this start? When did your health start to be an issue for you?
Since the beginning, quite honestly. When I was an infant, my mother, noticed that I had rash, literally head to toe rash all over my body. She called it alligator skin because that was like the texture and the way it looked. So it gives you kind of an idea. And, new mom, I was her first baby. She was, of course, concerned, took me to the doctor and found out that I was allergic to dairy. So it all kind of started there and just kind of, I guess you can say, snowballed, so to speak, because then from that, I grew up with upper respiratory infections, lived on antibiotics. Amoxicillin, the pink liquid stuff, I can still remember how that exactly tastes right now. That's how much I lived on it as a child. And, back then, nobody talked about how antibiotics killed everything, good and bad, and that you need to replenish the good and things like that. So I think that kind of has set me up maybe just with everything that I've learned and everything that's kind of out there now, that it's kind of made all these other things transpire because now we know about gut health, right? And antibiotics are one of the main things that will kind of, mess that up. So just throughout time, I haven't been able to have dairy. And then when I was about 19, or late teens, early 20s, I thought I had an issue with like starchy carbohydrate type foods. So I quit, potatoes, rice, bread, pastas, all those things, and just did protein and vegetables. And not only did I feel great, I lost like 10 or 15 pounds. And, but, being young, doing this, you get back into your old ways, just do whatever. And then it wasn't until I was kind of in my 30s, maybe mid 30s, getting close to 40s, that, I heard a lot more about gluten and celiac and gluten sensitivity and all that. And I thought, well, let me see how this goes. Let me give it up. So I'm a cradle Catholic. So one Lenten season, I gave it up 40 days, 40 nights. And inflammation went down. It was to the point where I'd be on the couch and wanted to go to the restroom and I'd be hunched over. Like I couldn't even straighten up. Even by the time I got to the restroom to sit on the toilet, I was like plopping myself and still, that's how bad I was. And then rash, and everywhere. And it was amazing for just even those 40 days and 40 nights, what had happened to myself as far as inflammation, of course, some fat, and just all the other symptoms just kind of dissipated. And so that was when I knew I really had to give it up. And just like the dairy, I just had to give it up and just eat just better for myself and listen to my body. I feel that's what happens with a lot of us. We don't listen to our body. Things are wrong. We have illnesses or aches and pains, and we don't look at what we're putting into our body that causes that. And that's been a big thing in my life. I've been an ingredient label reader forever. Started, with organic food when that started coming back on the market many, many years ago. People thought I was crazy for paying those amounts, but I was like, hey, this food was better for me. I could actually taste it, even it tasted like real food. So
Sounds like you've done a lot of research. I mean,
yeah.
there's so much information out there about diet and gut health now, and
Mhm.
it sounds like you've done a lot of research. And something that you said yesterday, we were having a conversation, and you said,
Mhm.
I'm an expert on my body, right?
Yeah, an expert
Like,
on me. I may not be an expert on you,
right.
and what's best for me may not be best for you.
There's a
Mhm.
lot of experts in the world that like to kind of tell us what we should do and what's healthy and what's not healthy. But the truth is, whenever you said, I'm the expert on me, I'm not the expert on you, just being able to say, like, I've done some research on my body, with my body, because it's my right? Your
Mhm.
body.
Mhm.
So being able to experiment and say, oh, this made me feel better, and then read something and say, some people say this helps. Oh, let me see if that
Mhm.
works for me. Everyone's
Mhm.
body is so different.
Everybody's different. Our body chemistry, our genetics are different. We might have similarities, but we're still very different, and the way we react to things are different. And that's where research is very important. And I've kind of just am naturally that way. Anything that I'm interested in, I want to purchase, I want to do, I research it and kind of find out because I like to know about facts. I am about facts. I'm a big fact person. Show me, tell me, make me understand, and I'll know it. And the thing is you can't just look at one article or one thing. You have to look at different things and get information from everybody, because to make your decision on what's best for you got to take those bits and pieces and kind of make the puzzle fit for yourself, because we all have different pieces to puzzle to a puzzle. We're our own puzzle, basically, I
Yeah,
guess.
completely agree with you on that one. Being a health coach for, I don't know, probably 5 years now, and being
Mhm.
in meditation for a really long time, we who kind of seek out these kinds of things for ourselves and say, what's going on with our body? Then we start to uncover a lot of
Mhm.
wonderful things about our bodies and things that we can actually do something about.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I want to ask you about clean crafted wine, because
Mhm.
I know I know a lot of wine drinkers, and I know a lot of healthy people.
Mhm.
And one of the things that I'm curious about is, how can you stay healthy and still drink something like wine, knowing that there's a lot of sugar, knowing that it could maybe not be the best thing for your body, but some people just love wine. So tell me,
Yes.
why clean crafted wine?
Well, first and foremost, I stopped drinking wine because, and I thought it was just more hormonal because, I've never had balanced hormones. I have PCOS, and so I deal with that. So my hormones are always erratic from time to time. And being the age that I am, and, menopause and all that kind of stuff, I'm just thinking hormones. I can't drink it. It's the hormones, it's the sugar, and I am sugar sensitive, um, you know, is what is causing all this, the headaches. I mean, I would not even barely drink a glass of wine. I'd start having swelling and I get headaches. Um, what happened is, being on Instagram, someone I followed, I saw about Scout and Cellar wine. And so, of course, once again, I researched, I looked at it, and I was like, this, maybe I can drink this because it's clean crafted. And what is clean crafted wine, right? It's with Scout and Cellar, they go through 2 rounds of testing, independent testing, to ensure that there aren't any synthetic pesticides and things like that, all of those bad things that hurt us, that make us have swelling, headaches, all these different things that we're not even aware of, that is in commercial wine. So they try to guarantee that with this process, what they do rather is they guarantee that they don't have all of those things in the wine compared to commercial wines by doing the independent lab testing. They're grown naturally. There are 0 grams of sugar, where sometimes the other ones can have up to 16 grams of sugar added to them. They are low sulfites because they don't add any sulfites to them. So whatever sulfites are in the wine, it's natural. It's the natural occurring sulfites. It's the natural sugars. And one of the reasons why they're able to do this is because they do everything the old fashioned way, the old school way. people are actually picking the grapes. People are taking care of the grapes, and the wineries, it's a very fickle industry, because they're very sensitive, the grapes. So that's why the commercial wines, they do put all those synthetic ingredients in there. They use synthetic pesticides, they add chemicals to clean, because they use machines to pick up everything. So it picks up the twigs, it picks up the bugs, it picks up any and everything that's in there. So then they have to put it in a big container and add all these things to clean all of that out, so that we don't get sick. So they can have up to 350 ppms of sulfites and up to 16 grams of added sugar or sweetener to them, as well as a number of ingredients and chemicals and things, GMOs, all those type of things, to clean the wine and to make it palatable for us, and so that there's not bacteria and things like that in it by the time we get it. Also, but they do all of that to keep it consistent, so they have it the same year to year, bottle to bottle, because they're making such a mass production, and they want it to be the same every year. They want that consistency for the consumer. Where if you think about it the old school way, and you think about before all of this came about, wineries, sometimes they'd have a good year, sometimes they wouldn't have a year, right? Because it just didn't make it, right? It just wasn't good, and they're not going to put a product out there that's not good. So that is kind of where the clean crafted wine comes from. So, and Scout and Cellar is strict. It goes on a point system, and if it's just 1 point off, there was one vineyard, one wine that they did testing, and it was literally 1 point off, 1 point off, and they were like, sorry, because we can't do that, because we do that for you, we do that, and that's not going by the standards that would be lying, right? And we don't want to do that. So
Well, I saw Dee Dee just take a sip. So
I
what?
was after listening to all the things that weren't in it, because
What do you think?
I love red wine, but the tannins and the sulfites and stuff like that, I have to limit, how often I drink it, or even how much, and follow it up with a lot of water or allergy pills. So this it tastes great for the ones that are interested in legs. It has a nice body and legs. The smell is wonderful.
And going to the legs, I recently came across, because I'm new at this. I kind of know a little bit about, not really. I'm very new, and so I'm really trying to, of course, research and gain a lot of knowledge. And one of the things is this purple. It's a purple dye or purple concentrate that they put in there, so that for the wines, especially the less expensive wines, to get that really good coating on the glass. And you think it's from the actual wine, but it's not. It's from that ingredient that they put in there. And it's a very interesting article. I'd be more than happy to shoot it to y'all, and y'all can post it if you like.
You could, and we could definitely post it. But I read energy, and I get information in not the traditional way, right? So if I see something, hear something, I read energy in photos. And so the one thing that caught my eye, there was a lot of things that when the flyer just popped up, right, was Mega Purple.
That was it. Mega Purple.
What the hell is Mega
That's
Purple?
what it is. That's what it is. Thank you. It's the Mega Purple. I lost my words, but yes, the Mega Purple is what does that. That is the ingredient that they put in there to make sure that it has that beautiful body to it, and to keep the flavor consistent.
So
but yeah,
depending on the brew or the batch, I'm not sure. I think beer's brew, batch is wine.
Who knows? So so like lots of bells and whistles. This is not good stuff. But you're saying that Scout and Cellar clean crafted wine does not have that in it, right?
Right. They don't have any additives in it. They don't add sugar, and that's one of the things that with Scout and Cellar wines, I think the highest grams of sugar, residual sugar, is 10, and that's like in your sparklings and some of the white wines, but most of them are around 0.5 residual sugar.
Wow.
0.5.
Like I remember going to a winery in Fredericksburg, and one of the people there that was giving us a tour, he put little cups of sugar, and there was literally 9 of them, and he said, how many grams, this is how much sugar you can expect to have in one bottle of wine. And then
you don't have to expect that, though. You don't have to. You can get something that doesn't have that much sugar in it and is better for you because you don't have all those added chemicals and pesticides and stuff that people don't understand how that's harming their bodies. And a lot of times any kind of illnesses and things they might have are from that, from a lot of different things. Because that's another thing that I'm also chemical environmental sensitive. So, that is a big thing. And a lot of people don't understand and realize that they probably are too. And a lot of the aches and pains that they have, a lot of the other issues that they have are coming from the Glade plugins, the Febreze and everything, all those different things, candles that are synthetic, they're not natural. They don't understand how much they're disrupting their hormones, which causes so many bad things to happen to you.
Yeah, and glyphosate, don't get me started.
Yeah, you don't get us started. I mean, there's too many to speak about. I mean, I encourage everyone to research what you're putting into your body because you have no idea until you do. You really don't.
I was going to say, so when you tell someone to take a glass of wine for their health, you're meaning
Mhm.
something that's not the processed over additives and stuff like that. So
Absolutely.
and actually,
And back in the day, my great grandmother drank at least 2 glasses of wine every night. She lived to be 93, 94, died naturally in her sleep.
I love it.
And that was before wine. Obviously, that was before because she's passed way long time ago. So that's before all these big commercial wineries and stuff and all this other stuff was coming about.
So, this is great. This is really educational for me, for sure, because and I think a lot of other people who like wine, who don't drink it, or maybe they'll consider drinking it. But Scout and Cellar Clean Crafted wine, like, it's not just, go on the website, buy some wine, although you can. I think a lot of people are trying to have more financial stability right now and financial freedom. Can you talk a little bit about how Scout and Cellar can actually be like a passive, a stream of passive income?
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, when I got, started looking at Scout and Cellar, I really wasn't intending on becoming, a consultant or representative of it. I just wanted to have something for myself that was good for me, that I could enjoy and be okay. But then I was actually introduced to someone, a friend of mine. We had a mutual friend. Well, actually, sorry, go back. A friend of hers, she wanted to introduce to me because we have some similar issues with health and things that we struggle with. And when I happened to tell her I was talking to her about Scout and Cellar when we were together, and she was like, oh my God, there's this girlfriend of mine I've been wanting to introduce you to, yada, 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 because of XYZ. And she does Scout and Cellar. And so we immediately got some wine and did a FaceTime happy hour with her. And she's actually there with you today because she's assisting me today. Little Miss Jenny, she's so awesome. I love her. She's my new bestie. So, but yeah, so we met and,
We're gonna have a wine tasting for our in studio guest today.
Yes, I know. It's going to be exciting.
Thank you for sending her here.
Absolutely. So, then we got to talking about it, and then I was like, well, she was like, you can do this and you can get paid for even by drinking wine. And I was like, get paid drinking wine? What do you mean? She's like, you can buy your wine and still make commission on that when you drink it. And I'm like, well, maybe I should just do that. So that's why I thought about it. And I was like, let me try this. Let me just do it. I wasn't even intending for it to be necessarily a passive income or anything like that. But they give you all the tools if you want. I mean, there is everything you need, assets, emails, all this stuff to help you to go do tastings, to promote. And for me, it's more about getting the word out there about the clean crafted wine. I got into it more for about helping people. I've always been, whenever I find out about something, I want to let people know about it because if they have the same issues I do, I want to help them be better. Like I want to be better. And with Scout and Cellar, you can definitely, make that happen, get the word out there and make some money on the side. As they say, wouldn't you love to make money while you sleep? You have customers, regular customers that are buying. And, I'm not trying to be in here to make $1 million, but who knows, I might. But even if it's just a few dollars, it's more money in my pocket than I had the day before. So there's a lot of people that sometimes they are needing something to try and make ends meet. Maybe they just want a little extra because they want to go on a little bit better vacation or buy something nice they may not normally be able to, afford, or it's hard for them to save. Passive incomes are great to have, and especially something that you enjoy and you're helping people. I think that is just the best thing. And I've always felt that you shouldn't limit yourself. I love to learn. I learn about different things. I'm also learning about nutrition. So that's another thing that I want to have, is to be certified in nutrition. And so that's another thing. That's another avenue that can not only help myself and others, but can also help, financially. And that's one thing with Scout and Cellar that you can do as well.
So people can go through you, reach out to you, and get connected.
Absolutely. Yes. And I can, any questions they might have, anything they want, I can definitely assist them on knowing about the wines, if it's something that they feel that they'd like to, represent, any of it. Yes, absolutely. And I have a great team.
Awesome.
We work together. There's no judgment. It's all on your own pace. It's whatever you want to do. If you don't ever sell any wine, but buy for yourself, great. If you sell $1 million, even better, but there's no pressure. There's nothing. And it is a Texas-based company. They're based they're based in Texas, right outside of Dallas. So it is Texas-based. And Sarah, the creator and owner, she was a lawyer, and she had the similar issues, having the headaches and stuff like that. She actually found that out when she was becoming a sommelier, and was like, okay, what the heck's going on? Because obviously she's probably drinking a lot more wine at that point, tasting this and learning that. And she was like, being the lawyer she is, and research, yet again, here we go, research, found out all these different things and decided she wanted to make a change. And that's when she started Scout and Cellar.
Well, this is really, really awesome, Rhonda. I think for people like me who have been afraid to drink wine because of health issues, people like you, and just people in general who love to share this kind of thing and make money in their sleep. I mean, this is just a great idea. This is part of why I wanted to have you on the show. Why we wanted to have you, because things are changing in our world.
Yes.
And I think more and more people see the benefits of owning their own business, of sharing what's healthy, and just supporting local business. I mean, I'm very, very much in tune with why we want to support our local businesses.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And supporting each other. Exactly. Supporting each other.
There is nothing that's such a good feeling to know that if I'm purchasing something, to know where that money's going.
Right.
I vote with my dollar all the time.
Because, and I know people who live not just in Texas, so they may not be local, but it's putting income in their bank, putting money in their pocket. So I want to make sure I'm supporting people that I know as much as I can, whether it's local or someone I know that needs the support. That's what I want to do. And that's what I would hope everyone would want to do. Especially now. I mean, come on, let's help everybody.
We're going to flash your information up at the end of the show so people can know how to get in touch with you. So, if they have questions, I assume they can reach out to you and
Absolutely.
Find out more.
Yes.
Did you want to add to that?
No, it'll just be a commercial for that, and you can always put comments on the Facebook live stream or whatever, and reply to people there. They can reach out that way too, and we can direct them how to get home.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I have a Facebook page. I have an Instagram page. I'm just getting them started. Like I said, I'm really just kind of getting started in this, and so I'm there. I'm here. I'm here to help. I'm here for questions. I'm here to help you drink amazing wine that's not going to be loaded with sugar and chemicals.
I love it. Thank you so much, Rhonda, for coming on the show. We really appreciate
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.